Let's talk about sound.
Specifically, 5 audio editing techniques that'll greatly improve the sound of your videos, films, podcasts, whatever you're making. And at the time that I learned each and every single one of these tips, I always thought to myself, damn, I wish I knew that sooner. And if you're new to editing, hopefully I'll get you to say the same. So let's find out. So, I'm Chris. Edit with me. First, if you want to edit audio properly, I highly suggest you get a good pair of studio monitors. These are basically high quality speakers that don't alter or enhance the audio in any way, so you only hear true and accurate sound, which is ideal for editing and mixing audio. What's not ideal is editing sound on laptop speakers, cheap headphones, or Beats by Dre. You might as well be editing on this. Oh, wait, hold on. There. Now they're high quality. But seriously, get a good pair of studio monitors. These are good. These are decent for the price. These are good. But if for some reason you don't want actual speakers, then get a good pair of studio headphones. I highly recommend the Sennheiser HD380 Pros, although I don't think they make them anymore. But the sound quality is amazing, and they're so comfortable I could sleep in them. I'll link the predecessor to those headphones down below. And I'll link a few other goodies, because I like you. Moving on to tip number 2, a quick way to sync your audio and video. Back when I first started recording these separately, this is how I used to synchronize my clips. I drag both into the timeline, find my slate mark for both clips, and set a marker at each point. Then I line up the audio to the video at that exact mark. Then I link the clips and finally begin editing. I used to do this for every single shot. I know. Small brain. Now let me show you a quick way to do it. First, properly name all your raw audio and video files accordingly, which you should have already done because you understand the importance of organization and maintaining a neat and coordinated workflow. Then, in the project panel, hold Control or Command and select the coordinating audio and video files you want to sync. Then right-click and select Merge Clips to get to this window. Then make sure audio is selected, and if you want, check off Remove Audio from AV Clip. This will just delete the in-camera audio. I usually always do this. Then rename the synchronized clip to whatever you want and hit OK. 2A, take 1, mark. This audio should be synced. And there you go. I like to go ahead and create a new folder for all the merge clips because organization. Now if you slate it properly, this should work 99% of the time. But since nobody's perfect, especially Premiere, sometimes your clips won't get synced, and in that case you'll just have to do it manually, which sucks and you'll lose some time, but all this lost time will be made up from all the other clips that were synced properly with this method. And moving on to tip number 3, and that is separating your audio tracks into specific categories. For example, using audio track 1 for voiceovers or dialogue, track 2 for music, and track 3 for sound effects, etc., etc. It doesn't have to be exactly this, but dividing your audio tracks into categories makes mixing your audio a breeze. So if you want to raise the volume of your voiceover instead of going into each individual clip and raising the audio, all you have to do is go to this magical window called the Audio Track Mixer and raise the volume of track 1. And you can lower the volume of everything on track 2 and so on. Organizing the audio on your timeline like this also allows you to apply effects to an entire track instead of individual clips. And that leads us to our next tip, the Multiband Compressor. For those that don't know what compression is, it's an audio editing process that reduces the loud sounds of a clip and it amplifies the quiet ones. So basically it compresses the dynamic range of a clip. Do you ever find yourself watching a video and you can barely hear it, so you turn the volume all the way up, but then something loud blasts your eardrums and your ears start bleeding? Well, compression will help with that, and headphone users will respect the hell out of you for using it. So let me show you how to use the multiband compressor. Ideally, you listen to my last tip and you separate your audio files into different categories onto different tracks. So I have all my voiceover here on track 1. So what I'm going to do is go to the audio track mixer, and if you don't see this panel, just go up to Window and select Audio Track Mixer. And then I'm going to click on this side arrow here to bring up the effects controls, and I'm going to make sure I'm on audio track 1. And then I'll select this drop down arrow and go to Amplitude and Compression, and then Multiband Compressor. Then double click on the effect here to bring up the parameters. So this looks confusing, huh? Well, allow me to break it down for you. This drop-down menu right here is your presets, basically predetermined settings for different scenarios. I usually stick with broadcast because it's best suited for voices and my use case. The output gain meter here lets you raise and lower the overall volume of the track. These 4 colored boxes here represent the compression of different frequencies. So this box to the left adjusts the lows and bass. The box directly to the right is the mid-lows, which is where you'll find most of the human voice. Then the mid-highs, then the highs. So you can easily compress different frequencies of a given audio track, which gives you an insane amount of flexibility. Then finally, this box is the limiter, which limits the audio to a given decibel range. So let's use this on a clip with crazy audio levels out the wazoo. Here's what the raw clip sounds like. Hello? I'm good, how are you? That's cool. Goodbye. So you can actually see the loud parts of the audio actually peak, which isn't good. And the low parts don't even reach -12. So let's fix this with the compressor. So we'll change our preset to broadcast, and then we'll go over to the limiter and change the margin. Now the margin creates a cap for your audio levels, so they don't go above whatever you set them to. So we'll set this to -3. A good general practice in audio is to make sure your important parts, like voiceover and dialogue, don't go over -3 decibels, but stay above -9 or -12 decibels. And then we'll make sure that the limiter is on by highlighting this B icon, and we'll make sure brick wall limiter is selected. So this option will create a hard stop, so no audio levels will leak through the -3 cap. So let's give it a listen and see what we got so far. Hello? I'm good, how are you? That's cool. Goodbye. So far it's looking pretty good. The audio is still a little bit low, but we managed to fix the peaking. So we'll go over to this output gain meter and turn it up slightly, maybe to like 4 decibels. And now let's give it a listen. Hello? I'm good, how are you? That's cool. Goodbye. And now our audio is nicely compressed and the levels are right where we want them. And of course I can go into detail and perfect and fine-tune things, but this is more than acceptable right now. Alright, last tip, noise reduction. Now there are several ways to reduce noise whilst recording. But sometimes you just can't get ideal recording conditions. Thankfully, with a little bit of post magic, you can reduce the noise in your audio. To an extent. Now this is just a band-aid, it's not a full recovery, so try and get it right while you're recording. But here are the 2 main ways that I like to reduce noise while editing. The first method is actually a built-in effect in Premiere. So here's my noisy clip. I actually recorded it in front of my AC vent for demonstration. Sup, my name's Chris. I like long walks on the beach and properly recorded audio. So you can see the volume of the noise alone reaches 18 decibels at the end, which is way too high and we don't want that. So to fix this, we'll go over to the audio track mixer like we did in the previous tip, select this drop-down arrow and go to noise reduction and restoration, and then select denoise. And then we'll double click the effect to bring up the parameters, and you'll see this noise reduction amount slider, and these different buttons that'll select the different frequencies of noise to reduce. And if you hover over them with your mouse, you'll see exactly what they target. But for right now, we'll just focus on this slider. Again, this is the clip without any noise reduction. Sup, my name's Chris. I like long walks on the beach and properly recorded audio. Okay, so now let's bump it all the way up to 100 to see how it works. Sup, my name's Chris. I like long walks on the beach and properly recorded audio. So you can hear that it basically eliminated all of the noise, but it also made my voice sound like it's coming from a tin can. So it's all about finding that sweet spot. I typically hang around 30 to at most 60%, but that usually gets the job done. So let's test it out at 40%. Sup, my name's Chris. I like long walks on the beach and properly recorded audio. And that's a very quick and easy way to reduce noise within Premiere. The other way I do this, and the method I actually prefer, is to do this in Adobe Audition. To do this, right-click on your audio clip and select Edit in Adobe Audition. Then with your audio track in Audition, scrub through to find an area of the clip where there is no sound other than the noise you're trying to get rid of. Once you find a good section of just noise, click and drag to highlight the area. Next, press Shift-P or go up to the Effects, Noise Reduction Restoration, and Capture Noise Print. This basically tells Audition that this is the frequency of sound that I want to reduce. Then press Ctrl or Command plus A to highlight the entire track, and then press Ctrl or Command plus Shift plus P, or go to Effects, Noise Reduction Restoration, and Noise Reduction Process. This brings up the noise reduction parameters where you can precisely adjust the levels. These two sliders here is where I spend most of my time when dialing in the settings. The top slider adjusts how much noise reduction you want to apply, and the bottom slider is the amount of decibels you'd like to reduce the noise by. I hang around the 60s or 70s for noise reduction and 7 to 10 for the reduction slider, but every clip is different and you'll have to find the best settings for your files. Once you dial in your settings, press OK, and the noise is much better. Sup, my name's Chris. I like long walks on the beach and properly recorded audio. Just press Ctrl or Command S to save, and it'll automatically update in Premiere. I like this method so much more because it just gives me so much control. And those, my friends, are 5 audio editing tips I wish I knew earlier. But what about you? Are there any tips or tricks that you know now that you wish you knew earlier? If so, let me know in the comments because I might need them. But anyways, thanks for sticking around, and bye!
Can we cut here now?
Yeah.